Morning, Biochem 141. So I'm going to go over acids and bases and how to calculate pH and pOH. Acids are typically sour. They change the litmus paper from blue to red. Examples might be lemon juice. Bases are bitter. Like if you eat soap, it might taste bitter. And they react with acids. The pH is neutral for water essentially, but if you add acid, it lowers the pH. If you add base, it increases the pH. Really, you can think of it as decreasing the H plus because the pH is a measure of the hydronium concentration, which can be written as H plus or H3O plus. So the pH itself is the negative log of the H plus. So if you know the concentration of a strong acid, like HCl, HBr, HI, HClO3, HClO4, HNO3, H2SO4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 strong acids. These all dissociate 100%. So if you know the concentration of HCl, then that equals the concentration of H plus. Unless it's a weak acid, these are going to be equal to each other directly. You can also find the H plus concentration undoing the log of the pH. So pH is negative log of something, of H. P with anything in chemistry is the negative log of something. And it's to deal with these exponents that are really tiny. So this would be like 1 times 10 to the minus 4. So if you took the negative log of that, then the 4 comes down to the front. You get negative 4. So it becomes 4. Because the log of 10 ends up dropping out. So you don't have to understand all the intricate details of logs. Just use your calculator. And these two formulas, it should get you pretty far. But also, if you know the ionization of water, this is H2O becoming H3O and OH minus. So this happens in really small amounts, and most of it's going to be going this way. So the equilibrium of this is mostly favoring the reactants. Don't need to know about that too much, but what that means is this value is very small, 1 times 10 to the minus 14. So that equals H3O and OH minus. So if you know OH minus, you can find H3O. Or if you know H3O, you can find OH minus using this 1 times 10 to the minus 14. So let's do some practice problems. I posted some of these on the active chemistry. For example, what is the pH of an HBr solution? So you know, now that I mentioned it, HBr is strong acid. So H plus equals the concentration at HBr. And the negative log of H plus equals the pH. So the negative log of 5.5 times 10 to the minus 6 will equal your pH. So that comes out to be 5.26. So you can do significant figures for pH. And I mentioned it on these slides here, which I'll upload, but don't worry too much about it. It's basically the inside digits tell you how many decimal places to go. So for the problem we just looked at, that would be 2 digits past. So 5.26 will be the answer for this problem. So that's how you calculate pH. You can also go from pH to pOH and pOH to OH. So can go through a couple of those practice problems. The pOH of a solution is 6.29. What is H plus? So pOH plus pH equals 14. So that's how you can find pH. And if you know pH, then you can find H plus, because H plus equals the inverse log of pH raised to the negative power. So you kind of want to think about your map here of what you're going to do. pOH to H, pH to H. You could also go pOH to OH to H plus. To go OH to H plus, you have to go like this. So if you know one of these two and this relationship here, you can take the ratio. So that's how you can find H plus from OH minus, whatever that ends up being. Okay, so let's go back and look at this problem. So the pOH of a basic solution is 6.29. So pOH equals 6.29. pH plus pOH equals 14. So subtract the pOH and you get pH. So that's going to be 7.71. And then pH is related to H plus with this relationship, the inverse log. So 10 to the negative 7.71 equals our H plus, which is a really small number. And that's why we want to stick with pH, because the H plus and OH concentrations are so tiny, tiny. You could also find the OH concentration from here if you wanted to. So H plus OH minus 1 times 10 to the minus 14. So OH, we found our pH plus concentration to be 1, essentially 2 times 10 to the minus 8. So if you divide this, 2 times 10 to the minus 8, you get the OH. And that's going to be 5.0 times 10 to the minus 7. And if you take the negative log of this OH, you should get back what you started with, the pOH. Which is 6.3. Negative log of this. Is that what we started with? Yeah, 6.3. So if you can go through the full circle, that'll be a really good exercise. So you can try to do that. Let me know if that went too quick. I know it's kind of last minute here, but I put a couple videos up and I just want a whole bunch of practice here for you to try. So you can go through these and see how you do. Okay, and then after you finish those practice, I put a quiz up for the pH problems. So send me questions if you need help, and I can go through that a little slower, but I just thought I'd go really quick because it's running out of time here. So